Today we're going to be taking a look at my top 10 largest collectibles. I have a pretty great variety, and if you're wondering, there are only 2 Funko Pops on this entire list. There's a couple that I've never shown off on the channel either, but anyways, let's get into number 10, which is this massive minifigure. I know, a bit of a weird name, but this is a set that I built a little while ago, and I bought it just because I'm like, it's so big, it's funny. I don't exactly know the height of this one. If I were to guess, it's probably about 10 inches, maybe a little bit less than that. There's also a really fun play feature with this one too, where underneath the hat, if you tilt it up, there is a tiny minifigure inside, almost like piloting this big one. It's really fun, and when I saw that this one was releasing, I had to pick it up right away. So yeah, this is number 10 in the collection, and I guess, let me show you number 9, because I've got it right here, and it is our first Funko Pop of the video, and I just grabbed any 10-inch pop. It is Maleficent, though. The Maleficent Dragon, and now these two here are very similar in height. They might even look like this one is a little bit smaller. But if you get right next to it, you know what, actually? They might be exactly the same height. Like, it is hard to tell. See, the horns go back a little bit, so when you put them next to each other, like, can I see the horns? Yeah, you can slightly see the horns when you put it in front. So Maleficent is just like, you know, this much taller. Now, at number 8, this one here actually comes in a few different pieces, and I think I'll show you the larger piece first. It's actually a Youtooz, and take a look at this. It's pretty wide. I believe I've shown this off on the channel before, probably when I first got it in. It's one of their larger figures, and this is only part of it because, of course, we have this bit here. Look at how cool it is when it's all together. Something that I really enjoy about this one, too, is that there are little bits that you can actually put in the cup. Like, they are removable, and you actually have to take them out of, like, a separate little piece of foam when you're opening this up. I also just love all of the details, and if you guys don't know, this here is Lo-Fi Girl, which is actually a YouTube channel that just plays music like 24/7. You could probably go into their channel right now, don't watch it after this video, and you could find some sort of music playing, and there's also the cat that you always see, and so they included that too. Do you see them? Look at how cute. I'm a really big fan of this one, and to also have this be separate, which does look a little bit weird without the desk, but it's a lot of fun. Now, this next one that I've got, I have never shown off on the channel before. Well, I've shown a variant of it, but not this one exactly. You'll see what I mean in a second. Because it's actually a Thrill Joy, and take a look at this. It's the Mega Picks for the Scooby-Doo set. There's something pretty unique about this, and I'm actually covering it right now. It's because, boom, it's the chase version, where there is like, I think less than 100 of this in the world. Okay, here we go. I am pumped to see this for the first time. Oh, wow. Alrighty, everybody, here it is. It's their mascot, Blue, but of course with the Scooby-Doo jumpsuit on, and the chase version has the magnifying glass as well as Velma in his hand. Now that I know how much room I've got, we can kind of center these a little bit better. But yeah, isn't that so amazing? I love how this looks. And now, for anybody wondering, it does actually come with extra hands, and the extra hands are just the ones that you would get inside of the regular version. I've got them here. It is Scooby-Doo as well as Scooby Snacks. Let me put a photo on the screen because it's a little hard to get to with all these guys in front of me. One thing, though, that I can show you is the card that comes inside, because it does say Chase on the back. Check that out! And now, if you're wondering why I have 2 of this giant Blue now, it's actually because I had ordered one for my own collection because I'm a big fan of Scooby-Doo as soon as it released. But then, somewhere in the middle of that, Thrill Joy was nice enough to send over a few of the different Scooby-Doo things from my collection. And so, I happen to be getting 2 of them, and I'm like, well, I didn't pay for that one, so let's see if I can get the chase when mine actually arrives. And well, everybody, I was lucky enough to actually get it. How crazy is that? And look at the backside if you guys want to check it out too, where it says Scooby-Doo. And now, really quickly, before we move these guys off here, if you're wondering on heights for everything, like I said, the Maleficent sits at around 10 inches. So I would guess this one here is maybe 11, and then the Blue is coming in at about 12. That sounds about right. Alrighty, we've got the table back now, and let's get into number 6, because this one here is really fun. Something that I normally have in my background, but had to swap it out so you guys wouldn't know right away. It's It's one of Funko's Jumbo-chons, which isn't technically a pop. I said we only had 2 pops on this list, and we've only shown off 1 so far, but this is another product that they create, like I said, called Jumbo-chon. This specific version is Voltron, and I love how it looks. Like, take a look at that face. It is so funny. People were kind of calling it a raccoon when it first released. I think it has something to do with these right here, kind of maybe looking like whiskers or something, and then the eyes, how they have that kind of like black circle around them. It's somewhat similar. I see it. If you want to take a look on the back, there are some wings as well, and this is actually very similar to the height of the Thrilljoy that we took a look at a second ago. I believe that they're both technically 12 inches, but this one is a little bit taller because of the way the helmet's done, so that's why it's in 6th and not 7th. But now, everybody, getting into number 5. So like about halfway through this list, we have one coming in from NECA. It is, are you ready for this? One of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Mega action figures. I'm gonna have to fix Donnie's bow staff here a little bit. This thing is so amazing. It was actually a gift from NECA because if you guys don't know, my friend Trevor sculpts all of the turtles. Well, him as well as a team, but he does a lot of work on them. So if you ever see Trevor on the bottom of the box, that's him. He's been featured on the channel a couple times. So Trevor, thank you so much for gifting this one to me a while ago. I've got a bunch of different NECA products in my collection, and this is definitely one of my favorites. He's also a little bit dusty because I had him over there and I haven't actually touched this one in a long time because I like to keep him in the same spot. He looks good over there next to the shelf. But anyways, getting on to the next one here, we have a very recent addition to my collection. I actually just got it in like, what, 2 days ago, I think? The one that I'm talking about, everybody, is coming in from Super 7, and it is Super Grover! How great is this? I'm just noticing that Donatello's bow staff has been in my face the entire time. Let me see if I can tilt that a bit. There we go. That's a little better. Thank you, Donnie. But anyways, this Super Grover here is really amazing, and I believe, so I'm trying to figure out the heights here as we go. This one is probably more like about 15 or 16 inches, something like that. Because this one here is like about 13, maybe this one's like 13 and a half, 14, and then this one, yeah, it's gotta be like 15, 16, maybe even 17 inches. You know what? I actually happen to have the box for Grover right here. Does it say on it anywhere? No, it just says Super Grover. So I don't know if there's like a specific height for it, but it is massive. One thing that I really enjoy about the Super Grover as well is that a lot of the pieces on him are articulated, which is the same with a lot of the other figures, but I love the helmet and how it moves. And then of course the cape is flowy and his arms move up and down with the cape connected to him. It's really fun too. I honestly just think it's so well done. They also have a Big Bird that just released in this size, and I would like to add that to the collection too, but I think Super Grover, it's just so perfect. I don't know where I'm putting all of these massive figures, I'm gonna be honest. But I do still love them, and that's why I picked them up. Because come on, you can't say no to this. It's so cool. Now everybody, let's get into the top 3, and I'm hoping that it fits over in this section. Otherwise, we're gonna have to move some stuff around. I'm gonna preemptively slide some things over because we have our second Funko Pop of the day, and this is technically an 18-inch figure. Check this out. It is the potted dancing Groot. It is just a lot bigger in width as well as height because you can't even see it on screen, but he's got like these little like bulbs coming out of the top for like maybe leaves or flowers that are growing in, and they are way, way taller. Like this is making him probably like about a 19-inch figure, I think. Something around there, that's for sure. And so seeing these 4 together, it really is a big climb up here. I'm also just a big fan of the 18-inch figures in general because I love how much they're able to put into these when it comes to detail, and it's one of the only Marvel Pops that doesn't bobble because it's technically like a statue. Okay, now that we've got those out of the way, it is time for the top 2 largest in my collection. And before we get into them, both of them kind of have a special story to go along with it. Because number 2 is something that I've wanted in my collection forever. It's a Funko figure, and I was actually over on Whatnot a little while ago during a mystery auction. Let me just explain a little bit. It was on Fugitive Toys, and it's one where I go on all the time, and they were doing an anniversary stream, or it was something where they hit a big milestone, maybe 40,000 followers on the app, and so they were giving away a crazy figure. If you were on during that stream, because there was a lot of people there, you would know it was insane. And so I think what we should do is I'll just play the clip for you guys and then let me go grab it because it's crazy.
That was giving everyone anxiety. So instead, we're going to give an 18-inch Batman. Ta-ta!
Oh my God!
Seriously, everybody, that's what I'm talking about. I was able to win this giant Retro Freddy. I believe this is sitting at about 19 inches, if I'm not mistaken. You know what? I should actually probably put the potted Groot next to this to see which one is taller. I've got him right here still. Let me see. I'm pretty sure it is the Batman Freddy. Yes, it is slightly. You guys can't even tell on camera, but the crown is making him like slightly taller. And now because these characters are so special, I thought I would give you a little bit of background on them because, like I said, I've wanted one of these for years. They were given out at Fun Days back in like 2016, 2017, and there are only 30 of each of these in the world. They retail for a pretty great amount, and so I never thought I was going to be able to get one of these, but then because it was through the mystery boxes, I think I only ended up spending, and I know I say only, but for something like this, it really is only, for the day, like about $600. I know. Still a lot, but so much cheaper than what you would normally have to spend if you just like outright got one of these. So to win one for that amount, it is just, it's so amazing. And now hold on, before we get on to number one, I want to show you a little bit more going on here because there is the body, and then of course, we have the rubber cape on the back, which does have some Velcro, but I don't want to take it off because I'm afraid that the Velcro will like break or something, and I would hate to do that because I'm sure it's been Velcroed together for like almost a decade. Oh, and now this is funny. I haven't taken this off of the top yet, but it's actually the number that I ordered so that way I could get this. I could probably take it off now, but you know, having the Post-it note around is just so cool. Yeah, we'll take it off. But anyways, it's just so neat to know that this was what won me this figure. And so anyways, everybody, seriously, an amazing one. And I thought this was gonna be number one for today, but because it is number two, my mom, she convinced me to pick up something the other day because it was a good deal. And, well, let me just go get it. I hope everybody is ready for this. Okay, here we go. It is... Do you guys, come on. This thing is amazing. It is like, I don't know for sure, but the world's largest purchasable Labubu. Look, I know, it's a bit of a weird one. I think they're really fun though, and my mom has been a big fan of them for a little while now. She posts a lot about the keychains that she picks up whenever she does. And I mean, look at this. The eyes move on it, so if you want to, you can have him like looking a certain direction, or you can just have him so he's looking a little bit crazier. And yeah, so this one here retails for, I believe, about $600, and the craziest part is you can't even see his ears. Like, it just keeps going above that. And now you've probably seen the keychain ones before where they're kind of like hooked onto your bag. This does not have that, of course, because it's so massive. And now I don't know if I've explained Labubus very much on this channel. It is actually from Pop Mart, of course, and Pop Mart is like a brand that makes a lot of blind boxes, but they also make a bunch of other collectibles too. And so yeah, like I said, my mom has really been a big fan of these ones. She's liked them for a while. I've actually, now that I think about it, I've opened up some of the blind box versions of them, like the actual vinyl figures, if you go and check out my other Pop Mart videos, but never something like this. And if you're wondering where I picked this one up, it was actually over at Toronto Comic-Con. I was at the My Pops booth, and they had one of these for sale, so I went for it. Because like I said, my mom's a big fan. She's been wanting something like this for a long time, and she was like, you know what, it'd be a good Mother's Day present, and so I thought, yeah, let's do it. Are you, you're good?
I'm good.
Okay, all right. And well, everybody, there we go. That is all of the largest collectibles in my collection. And let me know, what is the biggest collectible that you have? Whether it be, I don't know, an 18-inch pop or maybe a bitty. It really could be anything. I don't know. But anyways, hope you guys did enjoy. Have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow.